Hey, I'm Geeky Pastimes, and in this video we're going to be ranking the Call of Duty games. So, doing a tier list thing, you've probably seen other people doing this kind of thing, where we're just trying to say what I think is the best Call of Duty game down to the worst Call of Duty game. Now, obviously all of this is subjective, a lot of it is to do with, how much fun I had with it at the time, things like that, so don't take it too seriously. But do let me know in the comments if you think there's a reason one of the ones I put low down is actually better, or let me know what your favourite Call of Duty is and why, especially if it's one of the ones that not many other people say, because I'd be really interested to hear that. If you like the video, don't forget to like and subscribe, because then I'll know to do more of these tier lists. So, let's go through this. Now, I've noticed straight away on this that there is Vanguard on here. I'm not going to rank Vanguard. I've only played the alpha. I've only played Champion Hill on it. I don't want to rank that yet. We'll just do all of the others. And it's also got Warzone separately, so that's not going to be included in Modern Warfare, which I think is a good move. So, the original Call of Duty. I'm going to say the original Call of Duty was great. Like, the original Call of Duty game, I feel like a lot of people don't pay much attention to it just because they were too young when it came out, something like that. It was a really, really different first-person shooter. Like, the campaign took you to see, like, different perspectives on World War II. We'd had games like Medal of Honor before, but that was all very much like, you're the hero, rah, rah, rah. Like, Call of Duty was very much like, war is horrible and brutal, and this is a complete mess. And seeing, like, the Eastern Front particularly was really harrowing, and I think that was really good. Also, the multiplayer was a lot of fun, like, playing that online. It was before they had the idea of free-lane maps, and, before Call of Duty was all about drop-shotting and bunny hopping and stuff. Back in first Call of Duty, it was a lot slower. There was a lot more people sniping. There was a really cool map where there's like a snowy valley and people sitting on either side of it. It was like a big ditch in the middle. I had a lot of fun doing that. I really enjoyed Call of Duty, and it felt so different from other first-person shooter games I played at the time. Then Call of Duty 2 came out, and I'd actually put Call of Duty 2 a little bit above Call of Duty. The campaign wasn't as good, but it's still cool, and you got to see North Africa, which was a sort of campaign that wasn't really in other World War II games at the time. Really cool. But the big thing for that for me was it was on Xbox 360 as a launch title. It was on Xbox Live. That was the first time I was really playing with a lot of my friends playing Call of Duty, and it was loads of fun. We really enjoyed it. It made a really nice break from Halo, and it was way better than Perfect Dark Zero. That was the other first-person shooter launch title. So yeah, I really, really enjoyed playing Call of Duty 2 when it came out. It was an absolute blast. Then Call of Duty 3 came out, and Call of Duty 3 is kind of bad. Like, I don't know quite what happened. I think, like, was it Treyarch's first game, maybe? And it just didn't work. Like, the campaign wasn't anywhere near as memorable. It's very much just a sequel to Call of Duty 1 and 2. They put vehicles in a multiplayer and it didn't really work because the maps were tiny and there weren't many players in it. It just wasn't a very good game. Like, I really didn't enjoy Call of Duty 3 very much, which is a shame. Then Modern Warfare came out. Now, Modern Warfare I'm going to put as good. And I know lots of people say, but it's great, it's amazing. I don't think the multiplayer was that amazing. It did a lot of stuff that laid the groundwork for later on, so it was very important like that. But and the campaign was very good. The campaign was awesome. I really enjoyed it. But yeah, the multiplayer it had a lot of problems, people using grenade launchers all of the time. The kill streaks were very much set up, so basically whoever got the first kill streaks would just win the game because they'd be given such a lead no one else could catch up. It didn't feel as kind of fun to play as some of the other Call of Duty games did later on. So while the campaign was very good, I don't know if I really liked the multiplayer as much as a lot of other people did. Then Advanced Warfare. Now, I'm going to put Advanced Warfare up in amazing, and I know there's a lot of people that don't like Advanced Warfare as much. I think recently it's getting a lot more love. I've seen a lot of creators on Twitter talking about how much they liked it, which is cool. I really loved it. Like, I loved the movement. I loved the maps were way more inventive than previous games had been. The weapons were really cool. I thought the movement was very interesting. My wife got really into Advanced Warfare, so we used to play it a lot together, so that was quite a cool thing. Like, that obviously is going to make you like a game a lot more if you've got people to play with. So yeah, I had an absolute blast on Advanced Warfare. I thought it was awesome. Then Black Ops 2. Black Ops 2 I thought was also an awesome game, doing lots of really interesting things. I think it's a weird order. Like, why is Black Ops 2 here? Black Ops there. Anyway, Black Ops 2 was really, really cool. Did a lot of stuff that Black Ops 1 did. I'll do Black Ops 1 next, actually. Let's do the Black Ops series a little bit. I'd say Black Ops 1 had like a really cool campaign, and the multiplayer was something very, very different. It felt like fresh, and it felt like really exciting. It had a cool, edgy tone, and the story was actually interesting. The story was actually a good story. Same as Modern Warfare, really. Actually, yeah, no, I'm going to leave that there. And then Black Ops 2 kind of took everything about that and made it better. Like, the Black Ops 2 stuff was just better. I might put this down in great. I'll just say it's better than Black Ops 1, actually. Then Black Ops 3 came out, and Black Ops 3 had some Awesome stuff going on with zombies, obviously, like Shadows of Evil was an awesome map. The campaign was kind of terrible, though, I think. And I'd say, although the multiplayer had the advanced movement stuff, which I really, really liked, the maps were maybe less memorable to me than Advanced Warfare. Like, it wasn't as good. So Black Ops 3 was like, zombies was obviously really, really good, but that's never been the main mode I've liked in Call of Duty. The campaign wasn't as good as Black Ops 2, and the multiplayer, I think, was like not as good as Advanced Warfare. Then Black Ops 4 came out, and Black Ops 4 I think was actually amazing because of Blackout. Like, I love Blackout. I loved Battle Royale games. Like, I'd been really into PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, and before that I'd played like DayZ and H1Z1 and stuff. And then Blackout came out, and suddenly it was like a Battle Royale game with really tight shooting mechanics, really good movement, really fast games. I absolutely loved it, and we played so much of it. So while Black Ops 4 didn't have a campaign, and while the multiplayer, it was a lot of fun, I enjoyed the multiplayer, but it wasn't the best with the operators and stuff like that, I really, really enjoyed the Battle Royale. I thought it was so good. Blackout was such a good mode. Absolutely loved it. Then Black Ops Cold War. So this is the most recent one, the one that came out most recently when I'm making this list. I didn't like the campaign of Cold War very much at all. I didn't think there were that many spectacular set pieces. I didn't think the missions were that interesting or the story was that good. The multiplayer is okay, but I don't think it's great. I'm going to put it here, I think. Like, Zombies has been fun in it. Zombies has been good. Like, I enjoy a lot of the mechanical changes they made to Zombies, but I don't think the maps have been that interesting compared to some of the maps that we've had in other games. It's a real shame that, like, Black Ops Cold War, I think, had a lot of promise. I liked the movement. I liked the gunplay and all stuff like that when it first came out. But I don't think it's got that much more interesting as it's gone on. They've done some interesting stuff. Like, Outbreak was a really cool, interesting mode, but, like, I never really got that much into it. They carried on stuff with Gunfight that was good. They've, like, done some cool stuff with the multiplayer maps, but overall, I think it's just not, it's not been that great. Ghosts, I'm going to say was good. I'm going to probably annoy a load of people by putting it above Modern Warfare, the first Modern Warfare. Yeah, I'm going to put it there, I think. I enjoyed the multiplayer of Ghost more than I enjoyed the multiplayer of Modern Warfare. And that might seem like a bold statement, but I did. I think it was much more balanced. And I know people didn't all like the big maps, but I thought that was cool. And I liked the fact it was like refreshing and different. It did stuff differently, and I think that was good. The campaign was a lot of fun. I thought the campaign had a decent story, had some awesome set pieces, like, you know, having the satellites like firing down on that town right at the beginning of the game was absolutely insane. And you actually saw a few like towns and cities being destroyed through that game. It had some really spectacular stuff going on there. I really enjoyed it. I even liked a lot of the dog stuff. I thought that was a lot of fun. So yeah, Ghost I think is massively underrated. Like, yes, I can understand people are really into the competitive side of Call of Duty. The multiplayer wasn't that much like the other games, but for me, that was refreshing. That was a good thing. Then Infinite Warfare. Now, Infinite Warfare wasn't as good as Advanced Warfare. Like, even though it still had the similar movement and stuff like that, I just don't think the maps and everything were as good. But it did have some really cool kill streaks. I think the campaign was a lot of fun. There were some cool missions in it. Like, there was a cool story. It was very inventive. I thought that side of it was really, really good. But yeah, I just don't think it was quite as good as... It wasn't as good as Advanced Warfare, for sure. And I don't think it's quite as good as the sort of Black Ops game. So I'm going to leave it there, actually. I think it was better than Cold War. I preferred Infinite Warfare. Then Modern Warfare. So this is the sort of 2019 Modern Warfare. I thought the campaign of Modern Warfare was really, really good. I thought it was a lot of fun. The multiplayer I didn't love. I liked Gunfight a lot, and obviously I love Warzone, but that's a separate thing. I thought Gunfight was really, really good, but it didn't really click with me, the multiplayer. I think I prefer the multiplayer in Cold War, but... the campaign for Modern Warfare was much better than the campaign in Cold War. So maybe it just sneaks ahead because it introduced Gunfight, which I absolutely love, and the campaign was so good. But the multiplayer, I just didn't really like as much. So, Modern Warfare 2. Now, this is the big one. I know loads of people love this. Loads of people think it was incredible. Loads of people are like, oh my god, Modern Warfare 2 was like the best thing ever. I don't remember it that way. And, like, this comes from playing it at the time on, I'm guessing the Xbox 360 that would have been. Like... playing Modern Warfare 2, it was like filled with hackers and broken guns, and like every time you went into a lobby you didn't know where it was going to be an absolute mess. There were like a few guns that were hilariously broken and stayed that way forever, like, or for at least a very long time. I just don't remember having that much of a good time. If you were playing private lobbies, you probably had a lot of fun. The campaign was okay. It wasn't as good as the first Modern Warfare, but it was still pretty good. But the multiplayer just felt like a mess. Just loads of broken balance, loads of guns that just didn't behave the way they were meant to. It was a real shame, I think, in Modern Warfare 2. And then you get to Modern Warfare 3, and I feel like that was the first game that I felt like I was burning out on Call of Duty. People always used to make jokes like, oh, every Call of Duty just comes out every year. They're all the same game. Modern Warfare 3 was the first game where I was like, yeah, they've kind of got a point now. That it just felt like an extension of Modern Warfare 2. A lot of the guns didn't feel that interesting. The maps didn't feel that interesting. I thought the campaign was a lot more boring than Modern Warfare 1 and 2. I really got bored of Modern Warfare 3, like very, very quickly, and just felt like this is just another Call of Duty, which was why I was a bit relieved when they started doing lots more interesting stuff. Now, World at War was a good example of a game where I think they did do something interesting. I'd put World at War maybe above Ghosts, that I think, maybe even up there. The World at War, I'm going to keep sneaking it ahead. Maybe even up here. But when I think back to it, I loved World at War. Now, this is a big part of the subjective nature of this, that when I was playing World at War, I was at university living with a friend that loved Call of Duty. We played a ton of that game, really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the campaign. I thought it was interesting seeing the Pacific Theatre a lot more than I'd seen in other games. Obviously, it introduced zombies, which was like a big surprise and was kind of fun. I loved the multiplayer so much. Like, I really enjoyed the multiplayer. I think World at War was like an incredible game and like a really, really sort of a good way of sort of breaking up the other games that had come out around it. So yeah, World at War, very, very good. I'm not sure whether I'd say it's better than the original Black Ops. Maybe I'll put it below the original Black Ops. But it is tempting to move it up. All of this would change if I do this again. And I actually did do this very recently, but the tier list was a rubbish one. I'd put a lot of these in different places because it's like such a difficult thing when you're thinking about how much you enjoyed something years ago. Then Call of Duty World War 2. I'm going to put this as below average as well. I enjoyed it more than Modern Warfare 3, I think. I know lots of people said that World War 2, it got better. Lots of people enjoyed it a lot more later on. But when I played it at the time, I got bored of it very, very quickly. I loved some stuff they did, like Headquarters mode was very, very cool. War mode was kind of interesting, but I didn't think the maps were that interesting. I didn't think the guns were that much fun to use, and I don't remember anything about the campaign at all, so it can't have been that great. Zombies did some interesting stuff. I love the fact that they had that first map where they had like the sort of horror kind of map tutorial, and then with the first main map, they had like a hard Easter egg and a casual Easter egg. I think that's a really good thing. I wish they'd carried on with that. But generally, I think that game's pretty forgettable, and I very much burnt out on the multiplayer with that. And since then, I've never really got into Call of Duty multiplayer in the same way. Then obviously you got Warzone. Now Warzone, how could you not put it as amazing? And like, I still think probably Advanced Warfare I enjoyed more than Warzone. But I've been playing Warzone for like a year and a half now with my friends. We've put hundreds of hours into it, and I absolutely love it. What they've done with Warzone's incredible, to the point where it's kind of eclipsed everything else about Call of Duty. Like, I'm going to get way more excited about Warzone than I am about a new campaign or new multiplayer or new zombies mode or anything like that, because it's just that good. Now, I'm understanding that this will probably have made a lot of you very angry, so leave the angry comments out. But if you've got anything in this where you think, maybe you agree with me, talk about why you agree. What was your favourite Call of Duty and why did you like it? Have I got one of these wrong? Was there something about one of these games that I'm forgetting? Like, maybe Modern Warfare 2, maybe it could be moved up a little bit just because of the Spec Ops mode was really good. That's really good. So maybe there's a couple of little things like I could change about that. Maybe Modern Warfare 3 was better than I remember. Maybe just I'm being a bit harsh to it just because it was so samey. Who knows? So let me know in the comments what you think. And if you like these tier lists, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye.